Well, hello. What it do? What it do? What's going on? Do I have sound? Do you guys hear me? Somebody out there, if you don't hear me, or if you can hear me, say yes. That makes more sense. If you can hear me, say yes in the chat. What's up, Mrs. Lark? How are you today? I hope you're as fired up as I am for a good conversation. What it do, bud? Well, it's Wednesday, and I don't usually do no show on Wednesday. That's why I called this one a midweek meltdown. What it does, what it do, Mr. Brown. That's why I call it a midweek meltdown, because I am yeah, it's like a lot of stuff has been happening. It'll happen right after we do the weekly wrap up, but so far before we do the next one that it kind of seems like old news when we get to it. Oh, thank you, honey bun. And Davina, you said it's raining. You excited to hear about the topics? It's raining here too. It's actually, I'm about to sound real Texan when I say this too. It's actually kind of chilly out here to me today. I was telling Lysandra it didn't get above say 70, 60 something. And I'm like, I didn't sign up for this. This is not what I moved to Houston for. I want it to be hot girl summer to never stop. But today is kind of chilly, and that rain, and I slept off and on for the whole day because of the rain and my other issues. Y'all know I don't get no sleep at night. So between the two things, uh, I slept quite a bit today. Between the rain, the temperature. You say it's better than snow? Yeah, we had our fill of snow growing up, so I think that's all good. But yeah, but like I was saying though, I'm gonna stay on task today. Um, so many things happen throughout the week, these last few weeks, that when we get to some of the stuff that we probably should be discussing, it's old news. It has gotten pushed out of the way because something else insane has happened. So basically, what I want to talk about mainly today, we got some other things. You know, if you haven't seen The Harder They Fall, we got a few other things to talk about. uh First and foremost, when we get to that segment, that freaking soundtrack that was just so sick. I'm actually, what it do, Reinhardt. I'm actually excited about current music. Like, when I get excited about music here over the last, say, maybe 5-10 years, even, it's been me going back, like pulling out the crates, going to get the blueprint, going to get the miseducation out, going to pull out, some Eric B and Rakim when I'm really want to thinking of a master plan, because ain't nothing but sweat inside my hand. So when I'm trying to feel, I'm pulling out the old stuff. Man, that soundtrack for The Harder They Fall has brought me out of retirement. But we'll get to that on the back end of this discussion. We're gonna jump it off with just this extreme thing. And I know it probably doesn't have an awful lot to do with entertainment, except for the fact that Disney is probably one of the biggest names in entertainment. And yeah, the Hollywood Reporter had come out with an article. In fact, it was widely reported, but I got my information from the Hollywood Reporter. And what we got going on, and I'm just trying to see what I got to do here. So basically, what has happened is one person in China uh, got the virus. One person, and they held 30,000 people in that Disneyland until they tested everybody, and they made sure that it wasn't leaving Disneyland. You get literally held hostage at the amusement park in China, um, for catching, for having somebody with a positive infection for COVID. And then you think about what we're doing here. But before I go into all of what we're doing here or what we're not doing, because I can be uh I can be a nitpicker about it. But let's see what they say. More than 30,000 visitors to Shanghai Disneyland were forced to stay within the park on Sunday and required to take a COVID-19 test to gain their liberty from the Magic Kingdom after a single guest tested positive for COVID-19. Now, of course, when we were doing the reporting over here in the United States, we're going to call this a draconian response and say that it's a vivid illustration of China's ongoing unrest in the country, as the more transmissible Delta variant makes total containment more challenging. So, like, I mean, yes, the Delta variant is far more transmissible, but does it really make containment more challenging? It sounds like they're trying to contain it. You keep your ass at home. If you're sick, if you're experiencing symptoms, if you have not been tested, you keep your behind at home, because now you not saying that this individual is at fault for getting sick, but one person inconvenienced 30,000 people and exposed them to the virus. So, okay, we all know that is becoming more and more of a reality for us in the world, not just the United States, that um, COVID is still here. COVID is running the world right now still. And I'm wondering, like, how is that going to affect us, people who love movies, people who love uh, new TV series, people who love music? How's that going to affect us? People who love sports, how is that going to affect us moving forward? Because one of the things that had been recently reported and was not on my list of things to talk about was Aaron Rodgers, quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. Been a quarterback for the Packers for, gosh, ever. Been a thorn in my side for years as a Bears fan. But yeah, he contracted it. And then you come to find out that he had been lying, saying that he was vaccinated. Now, I don't know how you get away with not having to prove that you've been vaccinated, but here we've got this situation. Of course, the situation with Kyrie Irving that we had talked about weeks ago. And then another thing that that happened last week was this news about Ice Cube. And Ice Cube had been kind of down for, hey, you make sure you're wearing your masks, hey, make sure you're doing this. He had t-shirts printed with talking about wearing your mask. And you're telling me you too, Ice Cube, you too, O'Shea, you haven't been vaccinated and you don't want to be vaccinated. So Ice Cube said, oh, hell no, to that movie. Oh, hell no. And again, I'm going to be talking about an article really quick that I read in the Hollywood Reporter again. And I'm going to share that with you guys as soon as I figure out what the heck I'm doing here. It's got to be a better way. I'm going to figure it out. Not a better way. This has been treating me well, StreamYard, but user error. Yeah, Ice Cube exited the Sony comedy Oh Hell No after declining the COVID-19 vaccine. So now, I was listening to what is his name, John Campea, report on this, and he was very careful. He didn't say that this was 100% true. He said it's alleged, and the reason why he said it was alleged is because it has not been reported from anybody from Ice Cube's camp or Ice Cube himself. So I think I better tread on the same very, very treacherous ground of saying, I don't know that this is a fact. It's being reported by the trades. They got more to lose than I do. But yeah. What stood out to me the most about this Ice Cube movie
upcoming comedy, Oh Hell
is,
No.
of course, it's coming from Sony, and it was set to shoot in Hawaii. And even though Hawaii is part of the United States of America, the Hawaiians are like, you keep that shit stateside. Do not bring it over here. I can't say I blame them.
Ice Cube and Black partnered on the project in June, and the film was looking to shoot this winter in Hawaii.
Yeah, I can't say that I blame them for saying we do not want your problems. We've been containing it over here. So if you want to come over here, you're going to have the test. You're going to be vaccinated. And Ice Cube cannot get with it. Ice Cube said, no, I'm cool. So now we've got Aaron Rodgers lying about having the vaccine. We've got Kyrie Irving, Ice Cube saying, you know what? We ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't have the vaccine and I'm not getting it. Okay,
on
those
a
are two
production by
things I
production
can get.
basis.
I can
For
get
more on this
with,
story and the latest updates,
as
go to
long as you're willing to
thr.com.
face the
For the Hollywood
consequences
Reporter
that come
News, I'm
along
Tiffany
with
Taylor.
not being vaccinated. But it just keeps going. It just never stops, it seems. Is this going to be the way of life for us forever? Are we ever going to be in a position where things go back to normal? Because it ain't looking good. It is not looking good for us. I'm going to hit some of y'all comments real quick before I move on to the next minor catastrophe.
Welcome to Allstate,
that's surrounding COVID.
where everything just seems
Let's
to go
see.
your way.
D said, "Wow, they ain't playing in China.
You're in
They
good
sure the heck
hands
not.
with Allstate.
I can't
Flip
say I
for a
blame
lower auto
them."
rate today.
Reinhardt says, "What the heck I'm doing here? I tell you how Aaron Rodgers got
Halloween
away with
weekend
it
is
because he's the
famously
starting
slow at the box
quarterback
office
of
because
the Green Bay
parties,
Packers,
but that
and they
didn't stop
probably assumed the
Dune
guy
from
that leads
topping
our
the
football
list.
team
The film
wouldn't
tallied
just lie."
$15.5 million,
I mean,
which was a 62%
okay, well
fall
then
from the previous
assume
weekend,
that about
but a
everybody.
relatively solid hold
Assume that
considering
the
Halloween
CEOs of these
distractions.
major companies won't lie because they the leaders, right?
This is what I do.
One thing about leadership
Halloween Kills
is
clearly
it's
benefited from its
it's
namesake
less
holiday.
in about
The
what
first
you say and
installment
more
held at
about
number
what you
2
do.
domestically in its third weekend
Uh,
with $8.5 million.
Aaron Rodgers, if you're that kind of a leader, should have been going to his linemen, specifically his offensive line.
And the
He should have
James
been
Bond
going to
film
his
No Time to
receivers.
Die
He
followed at
should have
number
been going
3 in
to
its
his
third outing
running
with
backs.
$7.8 million.
Everybody on his
Your skills die
offense.
with your body,
He should have had them squared away.
and life
Look,
is all about
we are not
leaving
about
something
to be
behind.
missing
The big
games
disappointment of the
and
Trick or Treat
putting our
weekend
lives
was
at
Edgar
risk
Wright's psychological
by
horror
not being
film Last Night
vaccinated.
in Soho,
So I'm
which
gonna get
despite tons
vaccinated,
of buzz,
and I want
opened
everybody
to
line
only
up behind
$4.2
me.
million.
If you're a leader, that's what leaders do. Let me see. Davina agreed with Larry. Lysandra says
For a full box office
they
breakdown,
do
and
not
all
play.
the
They
latest
don't want.
numbers, head to
They don't want that over there.
thr.com.
And
I'm
hey,
Tetris
we could be
Kelly
talking
for the
about
Hollywood Reporter
China,
News.
or we could be talking about Hawaii. Either or, take your pick. They don't want it. I don't blame them. Davina said, "Hell, we had to take a COVID test to go to the Charlie Wilson concert that got canceled, right?" And then she says, "I think we will be wearing masks for a while." Then you said, "Tasha, you can hear our computer." Oh, is this thing got sound on it? I'm so silly. Let me stop sharing that. Sorry. Is that better? I hope that's better. Yeah, and I think wearing masks, because we were talking earlier, me and Lysandra, and I noticed, I'm like, I have not been sick. Like talking about catching a cold or anything like that. I've not been that kind of sick. I've not been that kind of sick in some time. And I think it's because I stay masked up. Thank you, Clarence. Thank you, Davina. And thank you, Bun, for letting me know that I had something going on over here. I probably need to wear headphones, but I hate doing that. I hate the headphones are so bulky. But yeah, so Ice Cube has said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting the vaccine. And this movie was set to be shot in Hawaii. So, like I say, everybody has their own choice. You do not have to get vaccinated. I am not even of the ilk to say that we should force people to get vaccinated. I'm saying you don't get vaccinated, you live with whatever consequences that come with not being vaccinated. If that means you miss work, then you miss work. If that means that you can't go out to eat or you can't travel, you can't go out to eat and you can't travel. If you want to make this the hill that you die on, be prepared to die a death that you don't like. Because it's not fair to everyone else who is complying. for you to go out and mix and mingle with people who have done what they think they needed to do to protect themselves, and they still end up getting it because you're a freaking carrier. And Lysandra says, when it starts messing with their money, what are they going to do? I mean, some of these people, it already is messing with their money. Okay, some of these people, and this is what they fail to realize, how unrelatable they make themselves to the regular common folks like ourselves. That I can't decide. Well, I'm not working right now, but if everybody in this house decided, well, if I got to get the vaccine, I'm not going to work, and I'm having a fight with the young adults in my house about this vaccine. But if it said to them, you can't go to work if you don't get the vaccine, when you're making $16-17 an hour, that is a whole heck of a lot harder to do than a person who is being offered $9 million for a film role. So Ice Cube, he can get another role. It might not pay him $9 million, but if it pays him a couple $1,000,000, he might be good. Let's see. Reinhardt said, I put it this way. There was a gentleman who was on YouTube, and his wife has breast cancer, and she could not get in the hospital because of all the COVID-19 patients. I would think that her condition would take precedent over that. But I mean, again, COVID-19 patients, some of them are having breakthrough infections where they're catching the virus even though they're vaccinated. But at least you can say that this person did everything that they could to make sure that they would be they're doing their part to stop this spread. Clarence says, if they're willing to get hit in the pocketbook, so be it. And I agree. If you lose out, so be it. That was your choice. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and that's one of the stupid prizes, I would think. But it's coming to the point where I can see the mandates coming. Like, so far, only very few territories have said you have got to get the vaccine. You've got to get it. Very few have said that. I can see the day coming when they say, if you want to work in Hollywood, you have to have a COVID test. And yep, you might be able to accept Ice Cube saying, nope, I'm not doing it. But what happens if it's a person on the level of a Dwayne Johnson? Ooh, Jonathan Majors, who is becoming a Hollywood juggernaut. What if people like that? How does that affect our entertainment? Will we continue to support the entertainment industry if we can't trust that the big names, the big draws are not complying with these vaccine regulations or mandates? And let's see. Reinhardt said, and he said, I'm going to guess that this is the man whose wife is in the hospital. And he said, you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine. He said, stick to your guns and keep your ass at home. If you want to ride it out, then ride it out. And I am in complete agreement. Do that shit over there. Because I'm paranoid anyway. The last thing I want is to get sick and something serious, a real serious illness, because that will mess with my head, and I'm already a couple crayons short of see, I don't even know what analogy I was about to say. Okay, so another thing that has happened over the last week and a half or so was Jason Momoa tested positive. Now I don't know his situation with with vaccinations and whatnot, but he went to the premiere for Dune, and he came back to the Aquaman set with COVID. Oh, COVID. So now this movie, Aquaman, is in danger. The Aquaman movie is in danger of being delayed because the star of the movie has contracted the virus. Even a couple of weeks on his butt will be enough to set the movie back. His test result comes amid broader conversations and concerns about COVID-19 safety on Hollywood sets and on the heel of news that the Eternals cast had to quarantine after potential virus exposure. So this is starting to affect the big studio productions. It's not little rust, like the Alec Baldwin movie where he has all these issues, but it's because they're trying to cut corners and that sort of thing. This is happening on a DC, a Warner Brothers set, which it could be part of that ongoing problem they have, but I don't think it is. I think that he went to the Dune premiere. He was glad-handed and hugging it up with his fans and people that were at this premiere, and he contracted the virus. Takes that back to the Aquaman set with him, and now another's production is delayed, possibly because the star has contracted COVID-19. Now let's see. Davina said, I believe there are about 9,000 city workers in New York have been placed on leave because they haven't gotten a vaccine. I believe 18 fire stations are closed due to not getting the vaccine. Well, my brother, my oldest, Daryl, my oldest brother he lives in New York, and we had been going back and forth over why he won't get vaccinated. And he finally got vaccinated. I think it was either last week or the week before. And I think that's why, because he would have ended up having to lose his job. And again, I'm like, cheers to you, bro. If you can live without your paycheck, if you and the wife got enough money saved up and you guys can retire at this point, knock yourselves out. Just say you want to be my co-host. Come on here. Come on here. She always do this with her little tiny self. Yes, and then she asked that question. Say hello.
Hello.
Say you want a chair. If that's what you want, baby, you can have a chair. What's up?
I will be her co-host
today.
Mm-hmm. She's giving y'all all the laughs, I suppose.
I'm not a jokester. I'm not a funny person. Okay. And then we had Jason Momoa. I don't know what that means. Jason Momoa, a man, Stargate, Atlantis, Ronan Dex. Yep. That was just a lot of words, Reinhardt. I don't know what that means. Oh, and it looks like Bun is telling you hi here.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Oh,
I'm a little sleepy.
Your company home?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And take my
Okay.
Subscribe to her channel.
Well, there you supposed to be saying that on your channel.
Oh.
You tell people on your channel to subscribe to my channel. Yep. So appreciate you, and you hear them playing this thing on Christmas music downstairs. It's gonna drive me nuts.
That's Christmas music.
Well, it was Mariah Carey just a minute ago. Oh my God. You say that was his big first role way before Game of Thrones, way before Aquaman or any of that. Yeah, what that got to do with him having COVID? I thought you was making a comment about that man having COVID. Now, another story, and I can't find any articles to completely back this story up. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm gonna report it anyway as a rumor, but Boys to Men. I am finding, or I'm hearing, that Boys to Men is having this same type of issue. Like if you paid for a concert to see Boys to Men or to see anybody, whoever your favorite, take your pick, right? If you have paid your money to see a concert of a group, specifically one like Boys to Men, and then you know it's supposed to. It used to be four. It used to be it used to be 4 members. Now it's 3 members. And then when you get to the concert, it's only 2 of them, and the other one is on a screen behind them singing because he don't want to be in the stadium with y'all because he don't want the virus, but he also doesn't want to get vaccinated. Do you think? I mean, would you want to pay for that concert the same amount that you would pay for him to be standing on the stage with his what do they call it, sidekicks, the people in the group, I don't know, the other Boys to Men? I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. If I've already bought these tickets to see this concert, Boys to Men or whomever, NWA, whoever, and some of the members are not there, and it's because I'm not getting no vaccination. But I also don't want to get sick because y'all might be sick, so I'm gonna stay at home. But I'm gonna stay at home and I'm gonna be singing woo 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 in my bedroom while the other 2 are vaccinated and on stage performing for y'all. Can somebody tell me how that makes sense? I wouldn't want to pay for it. Okay, now let me go back. Lasandra said, I think it's sad because us growing up had to get shots as children. So what's the difference now? Because these big grown mugs, they worse than children. Davina says, Tom Cruise was hollering at his crew on the Mission Impossible set about being safe so the set doesn't have to get shut down. Yeah, and people was like really coming for him for that. And I'm like, remember when we was talking about leaders a couple minutes back? That's what a leader does. I am the man. I'm a producer on this set. I'm the star of this movie. I do not want it delayed. I do not want to waste the studio's money. So therefore, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that this set is run safe. This was before the vaccine. They didn't even have no vaccine yet. He was trying to keep people socially distancing. And I agree with him. I don't think, again, I'm not saying we should force these people to get vaccines. I'm not behind that either. It is their right to say, I don't want this vaccine. Just be able to live with the consequences. Davina says she heard about this Boys to Men thing too. Lasandra said, I want to see all of them, not only 2. Right. And Davina said, nope. How are the fans letting that fly? I don't know. The only thing that, again, we're talking about choices. If I know that I'm only getting, if Destiny's Child is supposed to be performing and I'm only getting Michelle and Kelly, I got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce gonna be on the screen behind them. I got a problem. Because if you'd have let me know that when you were selling these tickets, I wouldn't have bought the tickets. So again, it's affecting the way that we consume entertainment. Now, what are we prepared to do as fans? Are we prepared to say, well, forget it? We'll get all our stuff off of Netflix. All of our entertainment will come from Netflix or a streaming service. We're not going to the movies to see these movies until these celebrities take it seriously. Or we're not going to see a live football game until all the players have done everything they can to make sure that they're not getting the player next to them sick. Or are we, we can do this all day with all the different forms of entertainment that we consume. But at the end of the day, COVID is winning. It's like COVID, I ain't gonna say COVID has won, but it is definitely winning. We're in a very precarious situation with regular jobs, much less Hollywood. The things that are supposed to be what distracts us from this ongoing pandemic is becoming part of the problem. And I'm wondering, there's a calling when you decide that I'm going to entertain people. And you're calling, you get called to a higher calling in situations like a pandemic. It's like we need y'all right now. We need the entertainment. We need the distractions. We need to not have our thoughts completely consumed by this virus. But here we are. Let's see. Sandra said, if I was going to see someone in concert and I have to get the shot to see you, so you telling me you can't come out to see me and I'm paying $200 for a ticket, and $200 is on the low end. You know that there are, what year was it? It's been almost, my sister was pregnant with my niece. So that's been like 13 years ago. We went to go see Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige, and we was not in the front of this concert, and we paid $200 something, dang near $200 something a ticket. If you paying to get close enough to Boyz II Men to smell their cologne, you paying more than $200, and you telling me that you're gonna have hundreds of people paying $300-400 to see you, but you're telling them that $300 or $400 that took you maybe a week to make, that's not enough for me to get the shot, even if it's 100 of y'all paying it. That's crazy to me. Davina said, we were at the Broncos game in Cleveland and there was not a lot of fans masked up. I 100% believe it, especially living in Texas. You live in Texas too, girl. When they telling you that you can't force people to wear masks, it's against the law. That's backwards. Kids at school, you can't make them wear a mask. Isn't that insane? Lysandra said, yeah, some schools are not going to let students come if they don't get the shots. And Davina said, I Uber and you can't get in my car without a mask. I have masks on hand to give them. Well, that is part of Uber's regulations. Yeah, but I was just talking, I Uber when I go to the movies, and my son maybe will pick me up. I don't drive too much anymore. But yeah, it asks you in the app before you even order the car, confirm that you're wearing a mask. It used to make us take a picture to prove that you had a mask on. Clarence says people don't mask here anymore. Where you at, Clarence? You still in Mississippi? And Reinhardt says they're not going to school board meetings. Somebody's going to get killed before long, and I hate to say it, but it's coming. I mean, it's a scary thought, Reinhardt, but I saw some of those school board meetings where the people are kind of, yeah, that Clarence, if you're in Mississippi, I got you at Fort Worth. Okay, because I was about to say I got some my sister brother there. My sister's a nurse. My sister-in-law is a nurse. She is not trying to get that vaccine. I understand, but yeah, in Texas, we some garbage up here. We are truly on some garbage. Oh, you say Claire said he's the only one in the gym with a mask. At least you doing what you got to do. Because I was just telling Lysandra, I'll be the only person sometime at the movies with a mask on. Well, you know, I'm looking at them like I'm in a petri dish right now. So really, Reinhardt said there was a lady and her father out of school boarding. Oh, wait a minute. There was a lady at her daughter at her father out of school board meeting who started quoting Hitler. Oh, that always works. Is there is something very wrong with all these people are trying to do is keep the kids safe. Right. No, they want to make it political, and I'm not going, I can't understand how being safe, being healthy is a political matter. I just can't. So, yeah, I don't know. Y'all. It's actually sick. It's getting on my nerves. Yeah, it gets on my nerves. I don't know what else or how else to put it. It gets on my nerves. We should not be going through this as this supposed to be civilized Western society. We're supposed to be such leaders in the world, and we are proving over and over again just how garbage we are. Not us, but us, as in the US. Let me see. Reinhardt said, I apologize because I'm listening to you and I'm using voice text. I know you use that thing. And sometimes I've heard on other people's, that it'll pick up stuff that I'm saying in your voice text. So it's okay. It's all good. Lysandra said, they numbers are not going to go down, but they are not really reporting the numbers anyway because they want money. Agreed. These people, it's money over everything, over your life, my life. If we make them feel like this is politics, then they will, if we make them feel like this is politics, they'll support us in killing them. Oh, I see you, D. You was having the same problem. Yeah, I remember that day we was talking, and girl, yeah, that got real jumbled real quick. So yeah, I'm hoping that we get to a point where this is not an ongoing problem this is not an ongoing problem in entertainment or in our regular lives. I'm kind of, it's kind of old. So yeah, it's just a vaccine. It's just a shot. It's just a serum, And speaking of serums, while we talking about vaccines and serums, did y'all happen to catch that new Morbius trailer? Please tell me that everybody watched the Morbius trailer. I posted it for your consumption on the After the Snap Hangout because there was going to be a test. No, it's not a test, but that trailer, it answered some questions and asked a whole lot more. Let me grab this comment from Reinhardt here. Tasha, my brother Michael has COVID right now. He's been vaccinated, but he had a breakthrough case. He's doing fine. He's at home. He's walking and exercising, but he has lost his taste and his smell. Yeah, even my family, even when they caught it, like I've got let me see, my brother in Mississippi and his daughter and son all had it together right around, what was that, August or September, and they still looking at this at this vaccine like it's the poison. Y'all was sick. Like, it could have been worse because my nephew has asthma. Could have been a whole heck of a lot worse. But y'all play a Russian roulette. Have at it. I can't make you, and I'm not gonna try to make you. They the older ones. I'm the baby. Well, I'm not the baby, but I'm baby compared to my three brothers, and they, Lord have mercy, they need me to lead them around by their nose, talking about some doggone vaccine. Like, it is so hard to do. Clarence said he don't know if he's gonna watch Morbius. Why? Is there a reason? Is it I actually dug the trailer, and you're seeing the way that these things are going to be bridged together by Spider-Man. All of these different universes are going to be bridged together by Spider-Man. Reinhardt says, "Come on, Clarence, it's Jared Leto, man." Oh gosh, yeah. I'm excited for it. I sure hate to hear that. Even though it is not an MCU movie, it is a Sony Marvel movie. I'm still kind of excited to see what they do and how do they plan to make their Sony universe stand out or different from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just didn't excite you? You probably watch it for the connections. But yeah, and that's really, let's be real. You know, that's what it is I'm watching it for the connections first. And then I hope that I get excitement where that I will become invested in that Sony universe. Hopefully they do a good job with bringing this situation with Morbius to life. I don't know. I can't say, oops, didn't mean to do that. I don't know. I can't say what it's going to be like, but I do know that it is going to tie into the MCU, and that's what makes me excited. Davina said, "I'm excited about it because I never heard about Morbius." Well, you get to learn his origin story through this Sony movie. I guess maybe one weekly wrap up we could talk his origin, but it's really spelled out in the trailer. He was a doctor. He had this debilitating blood disease. He decided he was going to do, I guess I just said I was not going to do this today, and here I am doing it. He had this debilitating blood disease. He decided that the only doctor who was capable of curing his disease was himself. Can he classically change forms? I don't think so. But I don't remember. All I remember, and I'm going to tell you how I remember this the most, and y'all going to laugh at me. I don't remember this from the comic books as much as I do from the cartoons. And in the cartoons, he wasn't like a vampire. He had like these suction cups, and he would suck the life out of, and it was very, very corny looking. But that was my introduction to Morbius. So you said it sounds like Underworld. Don't know what Underworld is. I don't watch Underworld. But if it sounds the same, I'm pretty sure ain't nothing new under the sun. Somebody comes up with a great idea and somebody tweaks it a little bit and it becomes their great idea, and the tweaking continues and continues, and then we are here where we are right now, where there's nothing original there's hardly anything original. I won't say nothing. There's hardly anything original anymore. And yep, that's where we at. But yeah, so he decides nobody else can. Underworld was more like Blade. Okay, Blade, I know. I get that. I get that reference. But yeah, so he decided nobody else could cure his disease. He tries to do this experiment with the vampire bat and some electricity or something of that nature, and he made himself a living vampire, meaning that he didn't have to get drained, drained. I can't say the word that I was trying to say, and I know somebody out there knows what word it was, but he didn't have to get drained of all his blood. He became a living vampire, which means he can slightly be a day walker, just slightly, and he also is kind of responsible for Blade, kind of. So we got some more underworld talk. So yeah, that to me is make it basically getting back in line with what we was originally talking about before I went off on this tangent. Is I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Morbius, and then tomorrow, y'all know what it is. It's an MCU movie. They premiere their preview day. Oh no, you say, oh, you're gonna have to watch Underworld. It's a dark movie though. Okay, I love Blade, so I'm going to like Morbius. Um, yeah, girl. When after all these movies and stuff that I got on my list that I told you, I can't add nothing new. Nothing. My calendar is completely booked for series and for movies. So when everything calms down, I'll go back and revisit some of the stuff that I missed when I was, uh, working a casino and food. Heck, you know how much that absorbs your time. Yeah. Um, it's Marvel's Eternals tomorrow. Now, there's a problem, and the problem is critics are slamming this movie. They are slamming this movie. And I think it was rotten the last time I checked. It was at 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is rotten. This is bad. This is the first MCU movie that has been rotten on the tomato meter on Rotten Tomatoes. Does not mean that it's a bad movie. It might just mean that people can't accept it because it's different. Well, some of the problem with the movie, excuse me, some of the problem with the movie is that it's just different. It is not your standard MCU movie. At least that's what I have been hearing. The second thing is there are some homophobes out there. And again, I got strong opinions about everything. But just because a gay or lesbian or whatever couple is featured in a movie does not mean you should go out of your way to review bomb a movie because you don't like the fact that it has a representation in it and you ain't even seen the movie yet. Reinhardt said, Eternal. Already got my ticket for me and my wife. Can't wait till 6 tomorrow. That's what time I'm going to see it, at 6 o'clock. I done had my ticket for about 2 weeks. As soon as they went on sale, I was the first person in the theater that I'm going to who bought a ticket. That is how serious I am about, seeing Eternals. And Clarence said it's even dropped even more. It's currently 53% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's literally like, it's almost like half and half. Half of the audience loved it, the other half hated it. I'm gonna give it an opportunity. Of course, one of the things about the big Marvel movies is that there are pre-orders for the tickets. So before all of this review stuff was coming out, some people ordered their tickets, and they were saying that it was $13 million in pre-sales. $13 million of people like me and Reinhardt, who already bought the tickets and just sitting and waiting for the time, twiddling my thumb. They are saying that this opening weekend could very well bring in $75 million plus domestic for this box office debut. Now that means a few things. This would be one of the biggest in the pandemic era openings, but by Marvel standards, it's not super duper high. You get what I'm saying? So, but we're in the middle of a pandemic. We know things we're moving around a little different here lately, and I'm cool with that. Again, it's going to be in 4,000 theaters. It's a long movie. So there have been some people who have complained about the length. We're going to see how I feel sitting there for 2 hours, 40 some minutes. That's almost a 3-hour movie. We're going to see how I feel sitting there. If it feels like I've been sitting there 2 hours and 40 something minutes, and there's a problem, because that movie, The Harder They Fall, I did not know that movie was over 2 hours long. I sat here, of course, I'm at home. Yeah, I could have moved around and everything. I was transfixed. Let's see. Lysandra says she wants to see it. Reinhardt said Eternals is a lot like, this is a classic science fiction, and nowadays a lot of people have gotten used to having everything spoon fed to them. It's just like people are saying that Black Widow's not that good. I love that movie. I watched it about 6 times. Now she's going to 6 times now. Love that movie. I don't know. I might have been talking in there too, Reinhardt. And Claire said, this cast is so fantastic. It's going to have to be really bad for me not to like it. And I think that's like, it's got to be real bad. It's going to have to really be, I mean, even the worst MCU movies, I got some enjoyment out of, except for the one movie that I didn't like the most was Thor: The Dark World. However, I liked the way they retconned and made that movie more important to MCU lore than it used to be, by with all the stuff they did in Endgame and that kind of thing. So they made a movie that I didn't particularly love. They made it at least tie into the MCU to make it a more major player. If you get what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm making sense. But yeah, I think even with Thor: The Dark World, I went to the movies. I didn't particularly like it, and I didn't go see it again. And usually with an MCU movie, I see it multiple times at the movies. That's just me. Look, Reinhardt said, "Oh my God, Tasha, this is why I'm on your channel, because I hate Thor the Dark World." But one of my best friends asked in one of his favorite MCU movies, everybody's got their own taste. Exactly. I don't knock nobody who likes that movie, because it's subjective. There's a whole lot of stuff that I like that I think is the best thing since sliced bread, that other people be like, Tasha, that was hot garbage. But me and my brother have these type of conversations. So anytime I say the words hot and garbage, I am channeling my older brother. Me and him have these kinds of arguments regularly for the last 48 years. Clarence said, there's rumors we'll get more Dark World flashbacks in Love and Thunder. And that's the one movie that's on this slate of upcoming MCU titles. That's one movie that I'm not super excited for. And I don't know if it's because I'm just not feeling this whole Natalie Portman. I'm not feeling her as this Thor role. Again, this is a comic book story arc that I'm not familiar with. So I'm going to have to like go in and read and check the archives to see what that storyline was about, to see if it's something that I can even like get myself pumped for, because right now I'm not. The only thing I'm pumped for is to see Chris Hemsworth as Thor again. That is it. That is all. So if they find a way to not have Chris Hemsworth in this movie, I would skip Thor Love and Thunder. And I have not skipped an MCU movie. Gosh, it's been a long time. And even back, like I skipped a movie way back when, and then I realized, oh, you can't skip a movie. So I had to go back and watch it. And I think that might have been Ant-Man. I think it was Ant-Man. What else? What else were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about money. So this thing is slated to make $75 to $80 million, but that's not what we're looking for. We know it's going to top the box office on its opening weekend unless something goes drastically wrong. What we need to see is how long does it hold? Does this thing have legs? We need it to have legs for it to be profitable. And then we need the word of mouth from this opening weekend to make it last longer at the box office, because the critics is one thing. We know critics are looking for something specific. They don't like when things change either. And the MCU has had a blueprint for all these years, a kind of a formula. And then they say that this movie kind of deviates from the formula. And some people can't handle change. So we're going to see if I can handle it tomorrow. Clarence said, he said he's ready for some more strong women in the MCU. Natalie Portman, Tatiana Maslany, that She-Hulk. I'm all for the women in the MCU. If I swear before Buttermilk, child, if you come in here one more time, come on in here. You was get what? What is it? Oh, now what the heck was I gonna say to you? The Fabuloso, the window cleaner, it was something I was gonna say to you. But girl, I done forgot. Yeah, I told you to come here, child, because I thought you was coming in here to be my co-host again. Okay, Reinhardt said, Tasha, Thor plays a big role if they follow the comic book arc, but the story is very compelling. It's very emotional. I think if they do it in the movie right, like it was in the comics, I think you'll be crying at some point. It's not what everybody thinks, that they're replacing Chris Hemsworth with a female Thor. That's not it at all. And I can't say because it would ruin it, and I don't want to do that. Just trust me, it's a really good story. I'm gonna trust you. I mean, I've got trust in them. I'm not excited about the movie, but I'm gonna go see it because they done fixed it where you can't miss a movie, or you be lost a little bit. But I'm gonna take your word for it, Reinhardt. And as far as the females, if this child don't come in here no more, as far as females in the MCU are concerned, I'm looking forward to the Marvels. I'm looking forward to seeing Tiana Paris as Monica Rambeau, and the young lady that is playing Miss Marvel. I am super excited for that. The one title that if they said we got to throw away one of the titles on this upcoming slate, it would be that one. I think everybody knows that I really have a thing for Jonathan Majors, like a major thing for Jonathan Majors. So they had me at Jonathan Majors for Ant-Man. Oh, speaking of Jonathan Majors, I can't hold it no more, man. That man, tell me he ain't play that role. Tell me he did not play that role. Tell me he was not Nat Love in The Harder They Fall. Now, we are not going to spoil anything about The Harder They Fall. When I say don't spoil it, we don't say no plot points, nothing major that occurred in this movie, because other people could possibly have not seen it. We want to be empathetic. But I can talk about how impressed I was with the movie. Let me see. Let me go to my notes, make sure that I'm saying the right things, because I might step off track. So if you didn't know what The Harder They Fall, if you didn't know what it was about, when outlaw Nat Love discovers that his enemy Rufus Buck is being released from prison, he rounds up his gang to track Rufus down and seek revenge. Those riding with him in this assured, righteously new school western include his former love, Stagecoach Mary, his right and left-hand men, hot-tempered Bill Pickett, and fast-drawing Jim Beckworth, and a surprising adversary turned ally. Rufus Buck has his own fearsome crew, including treacherous Trudy Smith and Cherokee Bill, and they are not a group that knows how to lose. Now, I already told y'all how I felt about the soundtrack. And then you have the song Black Woman by Fatoumata Diawara, along with Miss Lauryn Hill, right? And if you didn't know, Miss Lauryn Hill, man, one of the greatest hip-hop albums ever, in the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So when I heard her distinctive cadence in that song, I felt like I jumped out of my skin almost. Miss Lauryn Hill on something new. She was ripping into people who basically tried to ruin her career and said that she fell off and wanted her to sell out, and she didn't. And I'm not going to fangirl over Lauryn Hill too much more, but if you know me, you know Jay-Z is my favorite male hip-hop artist of all time. I can't say all time, but when I'm making a list of my all-time hip-hop, he's definitely top 5. Most certainly top 5. Then you had Lauryn Hill featured on a song in there too. I had to listen to that song a couple times. I had to listen to that song a couple times because that is how much I was feeling her verse. And The Harder They Fall is going to introduce a new audience of people who would not likely watch a Western. You're going to introduce a whole new demographic of people to this old school, kind of new school Western with this whole dance hall hip hop vibe to it. And it was just dope. It's not big budget. There are some set pieces that might look a little cheap, but they are not. This is not a big blockbuster movie. The Western is more about the performances. It's more about the motivation behind why these people are doing what they're doing, how they enter a scene. And we all know that a Western ain't a Western unless somebody is pushing open them saloon doors and you hearing them spurs on them boots across that hard floor coming and the whole bar is looking. It ain't no Western unless we got a scene like that. Of course, I loved Jonathan Majors. I don't think the man can do no wrong. Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors, y'all. I will come out of retirement for Jonathan Majors. Lakeith Stanfield was impressive. You know, first of all, the cast is beautiful, huge, just beautiful. So you already know that there are some that there the performances were going to be on point. As long as the script was going to be on point, the performances were going to be on point. They did not disappoint. Jonathan Majors, Lakeith Stanfield, and then that one that played Cuffy, Danielle Deadweiler. And I wasn't familiar with her, or I didn't realize it was her or whatever. She played her role. She did her thing. And I hope that you all are going to watch this. Again, the soundtrack is an ode to lovers of dance hall and hip hop. And the cast is a celebration of Black excellence. This dude, James Samuel, that is the director. Man, you see a lot of Tarantino influences in the way that he shot that movie. The angles, you know how Tarantino uses certain angles. He captures his characters a certain way on the screen, and it's indicative of what he does. The style of directing that Tarantino employs, you can see the influence on James Samuel when we get to the goriness of the kills. You definitely will see a Tarantino influence there. So if you like Quentin Tarantino's movies, you might enjoy seeing how James Samuel incorporates that into this The Harder They Fall. The action scenes, it's not over the top action, it's Western type action. It's gunslinging, shootouts, and to me, I wanted to add this to Film Review Friday and do 2 movies, but I think on Film Review Friday that The Eternals is a big enough movie where I should only be trying to concentrate on that movie as far as getting the information and the review right for that. But let me tell you, The Harder They Fall was just beautiful to me, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because, like I said, it's 2 hours and some change. Let me look now. 2 hours, 17 minutes. Didn't feel like it to me, but there are instances where you like, this movie didn't have to be 2 hours. They could have cut out this. This was redundant. This lasted a little too long. It's something that I want to say. Well, there was a point in the movie where Regina King and Zazie Beetz were having a conversation. And in that conversation, especially because you get to thinking to yourself, you know how this conversation is going to end. She scared me. Regina King played that role so well. That calm and violence. It's like an oxymoron, but it truly does fit with the way she acted. She was a very calm but very violent little woman. Yeah. And let me see. What else is I going to say about this movie? Yeah. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. Could have been, there are technical things. Like I said, some of the set pieces do look a bit cheap. This is not a big budget movie, but you know how some set pieces on Westerns, especially the old Westerns, and I'm pretty sure this could be something that was done intentionally. But in them old school westerns, you know how they just have the storefronts. There's no sides or back. What do they call that? There's no sides or back. It's just a storefront because they didn't have enough money in their budget to build the entire set piece. A facade. A facade. You can tell that some of these set pieces are facades. So like if you're just watching the movie and you're just absorbed in it, you might not notice. But then when you go to watch it again, you will notice that looks a bit cheap, So those are things that that I was looking at. The cinematographer was pretty decent. I forgot his name. Let me see. That was cinematographer was, gosh, I had it right here. Mahai Malamare Jr. And let me see. They said that he was part of Jojo Rabbit by Taika Waititi. The Hate You Give, that movie he did the cinematography for. Nina. So yeah, we're familiar with some of his work. And again, that Jojo Rabbit, that was a big one. Jojo Rabbit has shown up for the last 2 weeks because last week the Thomasine McKenzie, who played in Last Night in Soho, she was in that movie, and now this week we have him being a cinematographer for The Harder They Fall. So this movie has given us, Jojo Rabbit has given us some gifts. Yes, some gifts. But yes, it was pretty good. Absolutely done well. If I had to say who was the strongest performance in this bunch, it is of course going to be Jonathan Majors for me as an easy one. The weakest performance would probably be Zazie Beetz, and it's probably because she didn't have an awful lot to do. She had some things to do, but they didn't give her enough to do. And I'll leave it at that. Maybe we can have a spoiler-filled conversation about this if you guys want it. But right now, I'm not going to spoil anything. It was good. It was good to me. I'm very happy that Jay-Z and with the soundtrack, they put their foot in it. I'm glad that they're going to see some success. Hopefully, it might get a little awards buzz. I enjoyed it. So I have covered what I was going to cover today. Look at that. We did that in 1 hour, 20 minutes. Unless y'all have something else, if you want to add anything, yeah. If you want to add something to the show, speak now or forever hold your peace. Oh. Well, let's see. Going back to the comments, Lysandra says she loved The Harder They Fall. She said Lauren did her thing on that song. Yes, she did. Davina said, that would be me. I don't do Westerns. I don't know what I said that made you say that. I'm sorry. Lysandra said, watched it twice. She said she would give it a 5 and she played her part good. I'm gonna guess you talk about not Lauren here, Regina King there. But yeah. So tell me what you think about whatever you think of something about. I asked a bonus question. For the Black Media Trivia question. I asked a bonus over there on the After the Snap Hangout. And I'm not sure if I haven't checked my email just yet. to see if anybody emailed me an answer. But if you did, I'm going to erase it because you wasn't supposed to email me anything until after the live stream. So if it came in before, we're going to say before 8:20 or so, I can't accept it because I said I was waiting till after the live stream. And I'm going to tell you why I did my the question like that. Because I need more people, I need more eyes on the social medias. That plays a big part as far as like your subscriptions and all of that. You know, when you're trying to move up into the world of doing other things, they are looking at those kinds of things. What is my social media footprint? Am I being engaging with my social medias? And I have gotten a tiny bit better. I'm not going to ever be on Instagram, y'all. I'm not. Unless I get a social media manager who is going to take care of Instagram and do nothing but Instagram for me, I'm not going to be on Instagram. But I am on Facebook and Twitter. And if you are on either one of those platforms, I ask that you subscribe. But what is very important, what metric is very important, is my YouTube metrics. So while I don't mind people joining wherever they can join, it helps me more when you join on YouTube. When you watch the show on YouTube and engage with the live stream on YouTube, it helps me more. It'll move it up the ranks of YouTube, of course, because more eyes are on it. The watch time helps. The having a presence on YouTube helps. Sharing these broadcasts helps. So if you know people who love or hate commentary like this, go ahead and send it to them. What is it going? Well, it can't hurt nothing. Send it to them and let them, decide whether or not that I am their taste. I'm their cup of tea. But those things will help me. And finally, yeah. So I'm not going to ask the questions on the live stream. I'm going to ask them on the social medias because that'll get people to engage on social media, and it makes me have engagement on social media. And then I'm not going to accept the answers in any form except for a super chat because honestly, I do hours of research and stuff to come up with the stuff that I want to talk about. And I ain't saying slip me no 20. That's not, that ain't realistic. But can your girl get some coins? $1? What a dollar's at? So that's what I'm saying. It does help. And if you're not going to do it in the live stream, not on social media, send it to my email address, and that way I can maybe have multiple winners. Because if they see the answer on Facebook, they're not going to be able to answer it again. Now, the question this week was, who was the first Black hero in the MCU? It was an easy question. Gosh, I've got no answers. Of course, I haven't checked my email again. I haven't checked. But if that's a gimme, and I said that question was going to be worth 5 points, which would put you in the lead right now. 5 points would put you in the lead. And I'm going to take a look to see who or what might have answered this question. Lysandra, I appreciate it. You do not have to keep sending me super chats, sis. It is more than you watching me, but I appreciate it. Yes, that is so generous of you for supporting me in the things that I do. I appreciate it. You didn't see what, D? Oh, you didn't see the question? Yep, and I don't have no answers, so nobody has answered the question. It is now 8:20, so I'll accept answers. Lysandra, do you want to guess who the first black superhero was in the MCU? Since you've already given me a $20 super chat. I got 5 on it. Messing with Daddy No Read. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I gotta figure out what I can do to like as a little reward for the super chats. Like, well, maybe I'll rap for food, and I'll just do a lyric to an old school hip hop song. So let me think now. Let me think. What old school hip hop song can I give you, bud? You know I know them all. Oh, well, we was doing it earlier. Thinking of a master plan. Cause ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands. So I dig into my pocket, all my money is spent. So I dig deeper, still coming up with length. So I start my mission, leave my residence, thinking, how can I get some dead presidents? I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid. Then I think of all the devious things I did. I used to roll up. This is a hole up. Ain't nothing funny. Stop smiling. Okay, I quit. In the MCU, Clarence, the first black hero in the MCU, not the comics. I already did one hip hop song. You're welcome, Lysandra. That was all for you. I didn't finish it all. I can't give you everything on the first day. I gotta save sub. Gotta save sub a little later. It is not Black Panther. Oh, you think you know, Clarence? I bet you do. It's so easy when you really think about it. I knew some people was going to say Black Panther, though. Black Panther was a good guess. But yeah. Well, you can answer here with a super chat. You sure can, sir. A $1.50. I might have to. I can't give you no whole Eric B verse for no dang on 50 cent, but I'll give you 50 cent for 50 cent. Oh. I'm surprised D ain't trying to answer this. Where you at, Davina? Let me see. Because if she mess around and that's, you know what? I'm gonna have to take that. Yeah, Clarence, I'm gonna have to take that War Machine because I was thinking Fury. However, either one of those can be acceptable. War Machine or Fury. I'll roll with War Machine. Good job, good worker. I appreciate your super chat. And surprise, you in the lead now. You got 6 points. Davina has 4. And nobody else is on the board. What the heck? You got 6 points. Davina got 4. And nobody else wants to be on the board. Now, I don't know. Do you want me to? Do you want another rap song? You want a rap song for your $4.99? I can't rap. Oh, I can do this all day now. Shoot. There'll be another question, of course, on Saturday, and occasionally I will throw in those bonuses. Actually, this game is over because it was only supposed to go to 10. The more I think about it, I mean, the best out of 10, and yep, you can't get no better than 6. So, first round of Black movie trivia goes to Clarence at the last second. We're gonna go into I appreciate the super chat, Jimmy Lark. Davina, but you are too late. Oh gosh, even though Falcon was not the correct answer. However, Clarence just won. He just won. How incredible is that? Clarence won the first round because you had 4 points. So if you would have answered today's question right, you would have just won the round. But he came from behind because remember, he had that 1 point. He earned 5 points. Oh, wow. So next round, Clarence is the man to beat. Y'all gonna have to meet up for a head-to-head for a for a what do they call it? A showdown. I'm gonna make the questions easier too. They do not have to be super hard. So I'm gonna make the questions easier. How about we are starting a new round. Clarence has won the first round. I'm gonna give y'all a question just to throw one out there. I gotta find one in my my Black movie trivia folder. And it was easy. An easy one. Y'all ready? Will Smith's highest grossing movie at the box office. What is Will Smith's highest grossing movie at the box office? This is a freebie. Anybody jump in. Anybody who knows the answer, put it in the chat and you will be on the board. It is only going to be worth 1 point since it is a bonus to a bonus. Will Smith's highest grossing movie at the box office. Who knows the answer? I do. I can promise you it ain't what you expect. Anybody? 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 Nope. Not Men in Black. I'm going to leave it live. We will. Let me know what. I'm going to put the countdown. I'm going to put the countdown on. It is not Independence Day because I figured that's what you was going to put. I'm going to put the countdown on. And when the countdown goes off, if I don't have a correct answer in the chat, then I'm going to tell y'all the answer. Here's the countdown. What we got? Not Independence Day, not I Am Legend, and not Hitch, but the answer is Aladdin. Would you believe that? It's Aladdin. It is Aladdin. Yes, I gave the answer. Oh, shucks. I'm sorry, Anne. I beat you to it. But that is the answer. It is Aladdin. Yes, it is Aladdin. Clarence, as crazy as that sounds, he had absolutely he blew up his previous record with playing the genie in Aladdin. I'm gonna give y'all a list of names. Since we got a new player in here, it is Aladdin. Yes, it is, Bun. since we got a new player in here who's probably never played, usually, and you have to do it in the form of a super chat if you want to respond during the stream. But I'm gonna give y'all some freebies because we're going into a whole new round of Black movie trivia. What do these names all have in common? What do these people all have in common? We got a list with Whoopi Goldberg, Hattie McDaniel, Regina King, Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, Jennifer Hudson, Monique, and Lupita Nyong'o. What do they all have in common? Anybody can answer. Doesn't have to be a super chat. I would want to get some people on the board because I want to make a game out of this. Okay. I am going to take the slide down. Nope, I'll leave the nope, I'm taking the slide down because I have to. I'm gonna take the slide down. I'm gonna hit the timer. See if you guys got an answer. If not, I'm gonna give you the answer, but nobody will get a point. Okay. Let's see. I don't have no answers in the comments. Y'all don't know what this is. Let me bring that picture back. I'm shocked and surprised that nobody has a clue. Clarence said you don't know this one. Whoopi Goldberg, Hattie McDaniel, Regina King, Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, Jennifer Hudson, Monique, Lupita Nyong'o. Lysandra said, produce a movie? Nope, not produce a movie. Oh, I mean, one name on this list should kind of jump out and make you guys realize exactly what we're going for here. Because this name here, you ain't seen this one. You ain't seen this one in a while. So what has she done that all the rest of these ladies have done as well? Anybody? Oh, well, okay. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody got it. Oh, that was produce a movie. Okay. It is. Y'all ready? They won. Yes, they won an award. I was just about to say it. Oscar winners, D got it first. All of y'all put your answers in at the same time, but hers showed up first. So, Oscar winners, but what Oscar? That's the key. What Oscar did they win? It's only, let me see, was it 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, I'll give you the answer. They all won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar. Yep, I said it. Let me see. I said it. I don't know if I said it. Yeah, Lupita won for that 12 Years a Slave. You know how they like to give us you act like a real good slave. They give you an award for that. Slave or thug. Okay. Yep. D got it. It was the Best Supporting Actress. She said actor, but it's all the same. Best Supporting Actress. So So D is on the board with this new round with 1 point. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all one more, and then I'm getting out of here because it just got fun to me all of a sudden. What question is this? Nope, I asked that one already. I asked that one already. You know what? Nope, I'm gonna ask this. Claire said, I started to say that if I'd known about Lupita. Yep. You know, if you got really quick fingers, you do know you can look these answers up. I'm not trying to say that everybody's supposed to just know it. Okay, let's see. Y'all might have seen this before, but these 5 names: Michael B. Jordan, Yahya Abdul-Mateen the second, Jonathan Majors, of course, because I got him in the center because he is the center of my world. John David Washington and Aldous Hodge. Which one of these will be playing Hawkman in the DC EU? Which one of these names will be playing Hawkman in the DC EU, specifically the Black Adam movie? I'm gonna put the timer on. Do I need to put the timer on? Y'all don't know it just yet, huh? I'm gonna put the timer on, and then y'all. Boy, Clarence, you got that quick. That's because we were tortured to watch that what do you call it? That DC Fandom a couple of weeks ago. That's where they kind of, well, they had already announced it, but I guess they reminded us that he was going to be in it, and you know, I'm here for that. I'm here for it. So yeah, Clarence got, let me see, so y'all won't think that I'm, where did I go? Aldous Hodge was the answer. D guessed Jonathan Majors simply because she know I got this little thing for him. No, this time he's going to be actually a different character. He's actually going to be a different character in a different cinematic universe. And I think I might have even said it today. So what character is he going to be? Jonathan Majors. What character is he going to be, and in what cinematic universe? Go. What character is he going to be, and what cinematic universe will he be playing that character in? I said I was going to stop, but I'm having fun. Gonna hit the timer? I will hit the timer until I see an answer pop up. So, nobody? You're welcome, Anne. Have a good night. Okay, well, look, D, you answered. I'm not gonna do that. Clarence got it. Kang in the MCU. He's going to be Kang the Conqueror in the MCU. Kang the Conqueror in the MCU. So Clarence got 2. D, this is the first time that you starting off around from behind, but I know how competitive you are. So you will, I know for sure you don't like this. You don't like being behind. I have had fun with you guys today. You guys listen to me rant about these people with a non-vaccine taking behinds. He will be an Ant-Man. I guess that is. Let me see. Oh, and she said she saw that. She saw that too. And he is going to be. So the movie is Ant-Man. D. It is not the Sony universe. It's the MCU. We gonna work on which characters belong to which universe, because I know that can get confusing if you're like more casually into these movies. It can start to get real stupid with all these different universes. So we're gonna work on that, a way to make that a little bit more. I guess it's easy for everybody to understand. But yeah, I've had a great time. Y'all done got me to rap. You got me to rant. And then you guys made me very happy with this Black movie trivia and your super chats. I appreciate your support. I guess I'm going to go to the movies tomorrow, and I will. Oh, wait a minute. I cut myself off. D said I need a chart with all this. I don't know. I'm going to see. It has been a fun night, and I'm going to see about getting a chart made, a flow chart with all of the people. But yeah, I'll see you guys Friday night, Film Review Fridays. If you are available, we will be discussing the Eternals, and I'm super excited to go see that tomorrow and talk about it Friday. And if you go see it too, we can make a conversation out of it. Thank you for showing up today, y'all, for this impromptu thing. I have had fun, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.